Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode number 84. It's Friday. It's game day in the Big Ten. Wearing my Badgers shirt, Badgers, and the Fighting Illini of Illinois on the gridiron tonight. So I'm very excited about that. I had a 2-package mail day. 2 cards arrived for the Cubs collection yesterday. I'll show those off. Update on the Allen and Ginter X box did not arrive yesterday, so I'll provide an update on that break because I still plan on breaking that live here on the YouTube channel. And the main topic today, I want to talk about buying and selling and how it's similar to trading stocks. So first off, I want to talk about Wisconsin. I live in Madison, Wisconsin, so I am naturally a Badgers fan. However, I've only lived here 7 years. I grew up in Illinois, not liking the Illini. I grew up an Iowa fan. And people always ask me, well, how can you like Iowa if you're from Illinois? Easy. I grew up about 30 minutes from the border of Iowa near the Quad Cities. Iowa Hawkeyes football and basketball was always on. They had a contract with the local NBC affiliate. So every football and basketball game for the Hawkeyes was on my local TV. That was not the case for the Illini. So I grew up as a kid watching Iowa football and basketball. So I just naturally gravitated to being a Hawkeyes fan. Then when I moved in college, that was not the case. Just kind of became less and less of a Hawkeyes fan. I still rooted for them, but I wasn't, a super fan. I moved to Madison. It was hard to deny. Everybody wears red. It's really crazy here. You go out on a Saturday and 90% of the people you see are wearing Badgers red. So it took me about 2 weeks to fall into the Wisconsin love. So now I'm a Badgers fan. So that explains my Big Ten. And I've been trying to get into college football this year. I can't. I think I will be able to now. But I grew up, like I said, in the Midwest, Iowa fan, in Illinois, now Badgers fan. So watching football without the Big Ten, it just doesn't feel right. So I'll kind of tune in. I'll flip back and forth on Saturdays, but I have not to this point been able to get into college football. I have been able to get into the NFL, which normally I'm into college football and just kind of passive on NFL on Sundays. But it's the opposite this year. And I think part of the NFL, and I've talked about this a few times, is football cards. I've been opening retail football here the last few weeks, and it's really made me interested in watching the NFL and following the NFL more so than fantasy football the last couple of years. So hopefully tonight watching Wisconsin, Illinois in Big Ten football will get me back on the college football bandwagon. And I'm really excited about basketball starting. So anyways, so that's on that note. I had 2 packages arrive yesterday, one via a trade, and the other was an eBay pickup. Lennon, and I think Lennon's in Tennessee, sent me this sweet Mark Grace 91 Fleer autograph. So that goes into the autograph collection. And then a eBay purchase. I'm a big fan of Topps Heritage Miners, well documented. Did buy 1 box this year. Got a sweet Brennan Davis blue parallel numbered to 99. I picked up this white border numbered to 50 Miguel Amaya. Very cool card. This is numbered 21 of 50. And I think I paid $10 shipped for this. So that's a cool ad for the Heritage Miners collection. I think I'm going to try to bulk up my Heritage Miners Cubs collection and maybe chase Brennan Davis in the set. So 2 cards added, 504,930 Cubs cards in the collection. Yesterday I was thinking I would add some more with my Ginter X, but the shipment has been delayed. And I think Zach even commented yesterday in the chat about, delays and shipping delays. Don't count on it. And I jinxed myself because When I checked tracking from FedEx yesterday, it was delayed. The original deliver date was yesterday. It was pushed back to today. The last tracking I saw was a little after 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. It was in, I think, Perrysburg, Ohio. So still a significant distance from Madison, Wisconsin. So hopefully it does arrive. I'm not hopeful. I'm just going to cross my fingers, and I'm not expecting it. I should say I am hopeful, but I'm not expecting the Ginter X to be delivered today. However, as of yesterday, today was the delivery date. If it does arrive today, I will break away from the football game and do a live break here on my YouTube channel. So that's the update on Ginter X. Now, on to today's main topic. Today I want to talk about, and I had some good conversations the last couple days on Twitter. And I was going to discuss both of those. Well, one was a conversation, one was just something I noticed, and that's what I'm going to touch on today about buying and selling similar to the stock market. So I think tomorrow I'll talk about the conversation I had, private message. I'll just go over the basics of what we discussed, and kind of my opinion on what's going on in the hobby. So it's kind of it is basically hobby evolution, and I'll talk about that tomorrow. So today I want to talk about buying and selling, and you can't invest in baseball cards. You can invest in baseball cards. It's a hot topic. It's one of the most widely debated topics in the hobby, whether or not you can invest. I say you can. I would not recommend. That's my stance on it. Yes, if you want to put money into some baseball cards, absolutely. Where you put those, it's similar to the stock market. Do you want a safe investment, or do you want a volatile investment? Do you want an upstart that just released its IPO and take a gamble, a la Jason Dominguez, Wander Franco, or do you want a well-established Apple, Tesla, a la Mike Trout, Mickey Mantle? So it's very similar in that regard. One of the more outspoken critics of the whole investment in cards debate tweeted some recent sold completed sales of, I think it was Ronald Acuna graded variation rookie. And a couple months ago, the card was, I think, selling for $1,000. Now the recent comps are 500, so it's been sliced in half in just 2 months. And the his take was invest and obviously showing what can go wrong when you sink $1,000 into a card and 2 months later it drops. Now remember, you don't lose money until you sell. So if you were that buyer at $1,000, if you sold it today for 500, yeah, that's a poor investment and you lost. But if you hold, there's a chance it rises. And I think in this particular case, it will, because it's Ronald Acuna and we're in the off season. Where does that go? Does it go back up to 1,000? Does he get off to a hot start in April and it goes to 2,000? Or does he tear his ACL and he's going to miss a year and that drops to from 1,000, your entry point, to 5, now to 253 or less? It's a gamble. It's everything, it can't be predicted. And that's why, it can be a very volatile investment. So I want to talk about that. And right now, one of the top cards that I'm watching is a 2013 Bowman Chrome auto, first Bowman auto of Chris Bryant. It's a card that's been near the top of my want list for a couple years now. When he was when he was the next big thing in 2013, 14, into 15, these cards were $5, and I think they peaked at $700-800. Way too much. He wins Rookie of the Year. He wins MVP. Cubs win the World Series 2016. It's sky high in prices. Now he's struggled since 2016. Chris Bryant has really struggled, and those prices have decreased. They're still at a price point where I'm uncomfortable sinking that much money into a single card, where I think the last I looked was a couple days ago. There was one $350 or best offer. I was watching one that was, and it may be the same one, and I was extended an offer, and it was like $310 or $320. I'm looking to get under $300. I think at some point in the next couple months, those prices will continue to drop. Chris Bryant has really struggled the last couple years. The Cubs have made the playoffs but struggled. They haven't advanced far. And his future is up in the air. At one point, Chris Bryant was thought of as the next $400 million contract. And now it's, he was extended, I think, a $250 offer by the Cubs. And now it's like, I don't know if I would, extend that type of an offer to him. So maybe maybe his stock has been cut in half. His contract will instead, where it was thought to be 400 a couple years ago, it's going to be 200, maybe 250. I think there's going to be another team. I don't think the Cubs will re-sign Chris Bryant. I think another team with pockets, big pockets. Well, the Cubs have big pockets, but they're not. They haven't been as spendy as they have based on their current contracts set up. But I think that another team with available money to spend will come in and snatch him up for a contract that is probably not wise in baseball terms. So that is a card that I continuously watch, and the best time to buy is right now. Just like with that Acuna. And I think that Acuna, I even commented on that tweet that this is the time to buy. Because in my opinion, I think, a card like that will rise. This right now is the time to buy baseball. You look at Luis Robert cards. I would be very cautious with Luis Robert because this past year, he was the rookie early on. He was the hot rookie going into the season. He had a pretty good start, a pretty poor finish, maybe average finish. So his prices and kind of sunk. I'd be very cautious in Luis Robert because I think those prices will continue to decrease because there's going to be another batch of hot rookies in 2021, and Luis Robert and the rookies of 2020 will largely be ignored within the hobby. But established players, Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna, right now is a great time to stash those away. Maybe there was in 2020 a rookie that was a little undervalued. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head from 2020, but maybe undervalued. I think it was Big Shep a couple years ago was buying rookie cards, and I think it was Juan Soto. I'll have to ask him. But he was stashing away in the offseason rookie cards for a couple bucks a piece, and then they blew up. And I think it was Juan Soto where he was picking up Juan Soto rookie base for a few bucks a pop, and now look at them. I think they're $50 cards now. Now you have to get a little luck goes into that because you got to find the right guy that does explode. A couple rookies that I was high on that we haven't seen explode, Miguel Andujar and Ozzie Albies. And I think Ozzie Albies is a guy that's been overshadowed by Acuna since he's also with the Braves. Those were two players I was stashing away. There were a lot of players in 2000. I bought a ton of 2018 Topps and Topps Update and Chrome Update. So I had a lot of these players stashed away, and it paid off in guys like Shane Bieber because he blew up this year and is going to win the American League Cy Young. But then there was Miguel Andujar, who missed a whole season with an injury. Ozzie Albies, greatly overshadowed by Ronald Acuna. And some of those guys, Otani had several injury issues over the past couple seasons. So it's kind of a gamble, but I've found it fun to stash these rookies away. And you come back a couple years later, and all of a sudden a Shane Bieber who was in your quarter pile, I had a stack of Shane Bieber rookie cards in my 25-cent box. Nobody bought them in February, but now all of a sudden I'm selling them for $7 to $10 a piece. So it's kind of fun to go back a couple of years later and see what kind of treasures you can find. So Zach, what's up? So Zach says, I'd be cautious of Lou Bob's cards, but not the player. Sox have never been a sexy team to collect. Bryant can come to the South Side. I don't mind if Chris Bryant moves on from the Cubs, but I don't want him to stay in Chicago with the White Sox. No, I can't see Bryant with the White Sox. He can go anywhere else. Well, St. Louis. He cannot go to St. Louis. I'd rather see him with the White Sox than the Cardinals, but he can go anywhere else. I'd prefer a team that the Cubs rarely see. He can be a Yankee. I don't care. He can be a Red Sox. I don't care. But not the White Sox and not the Cardinals. Anywhere else is okay. Well, the Brewers. Now I sound like Steve Martin in the Jerk, and now this mug. So yeah, he can NL Central, White Sox. Anywhere else but the NL Central and the White Sox. Chris Bryant, I'll be okay with. So just kind of going back to the whole stock market thing, and buying and selling cards can be a lot like everybody says buy low, sell high. We all know that. It's all about timing. When is the best time to buy and sell? And generally speaking, right now in baseball is the best time to buy. You can find deals on singles of players where, a player like, Zach, Tim Anderson, I think Tim Anderson cards are probably selling for a lot less now than what they were in July and August. Same with Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo. You can find some deals in October if your team's not in the postseason, November, December. By January, things start to heat up because there's excitement brewing. We're heading into spring training. So by mid-January, sales begin to start to rise again in baseball. And then, the fun begins with spring training if somebody gets hot. And then obviously with the season beginning end of March, early April. So, I treat it like it's the stock market. And remember, going back to the example of that Ronald Acuna, Schizler tweeted out that 2 months ago they were $1,000. They were selling for $1,000, and now 2 months later they're selling for $500. Remember, somebody sold for $1,000, and they may have bought in for a lot less. We don't know, but that $1,000 seller likely made a good amount of coin. Okay. That person that bought in at $500 could potentially make a lot of coin because that card may go up to $1,000 by March and April. The person who got a little nervous and sold at 500, maybe he bought in at a very low price and he just wanted to cash out and make a quick buck. We don't know. But I'm not a big fan of holding. That's why prospecting doesn't work for me. I just, I want to recoup my money and find small wins because small wins add up. These dollar cards, these $1 1978 leader cards for $1.50, $2, they add up over time. Sammy Sosa rookies, 99 cents. They can add up over time. And then, small wins lead to big victories. I don't think that's a saying. But that's all I had for today. As always, check me out on Twitter at 1millioncubs. Website is 1millioncubs.com. I do have a special sale, and this is not store wide to the general public. This is only for people that read my website, follow me on Twitter, watch me here on the YouTube Hobby Evolution. If you go to 1millioncubs.com, The latest blog post is about the holiday discount. There's a special link. So if you go to that, if you click on that eBay link within that article, that will unlock a special 15% off discount when you spend $20 or more. So you can only access that discount through that link, 1millioncubs.com, latest post. The holiday discount, 15% off. That's good through December 11th. So check that out. There's also a 10% off, and this is just generally store wide, 10% off in my store when you buy 3 or more items. There's no limit on that. You can buy 3 cards for 99 cents and save 10% off, or you can buy $300 worth of cards and save 10% off. But if you click on that link in my my blog post through December 11th, you'll get 15% off on a $20 plus purchase. So that is all for today. Hopefully my Ginter X box arrives today, and I can go live tonight with that rip. A retail update today is Friday, when lately all of the retail outlets here in my town have been stocked. My Target vendor told me last week, he's like, oh, by the way, I'm off next Friday, so you don't have to drive around looking for me. So he is stocking Target on Monday. But the local Walmart stores have been stocked on Fridays also. So there's one near me that I can make a quick run during my lunch break, away and check that out. There was a dozen people waiting last week, so I just left. It's a very small display at that Walmart. So with 12 people, I don't even know if they had enough product to go around. I don't know how they split, if it's first come first serve, or if the vendor pieces it out. I'm not sure how that works at the Walmart stores. I don't visit them often, so I'll check it out just to see. And then maybe after work, I'll make a drive. There's another store about 20 minutes out that I'll check out as well. So that is it for today. 1millioncubs.com, Twitter, 1millioncubs. Thanks for watching. Have a great Friday.